In the village of Akwaudo, where the wind carried whispers and the moon watched like an elder, there was once a bird that never returned. People said it was just a bird, but the elders knew better, because the day that bird flew away was the day everything began to fall apart. Welcome to Gozy Folktales, where African stories come alive. Today's story is about the bird that never returned. Akwaudo was not just a village, it was a living spirit. The trees leaned like listeners, the rivers sang lullabies, and the earth itself remembered. In this village lived a young girl named Adaeze. Adaeze was not like the other children. While they played in the dust and chased goats, she preferred silence, listening to things others could not hear. They called her the child who listens to the wind. Her mother, Mama Kamsi, worried. A child that listened too much, she would say, may one day hear what should never be heard. But Adaeze only smiled, because she wasn't listening to the wind, she was listening to the bird. It began on a quiet evening. The sun had dipped low, painting the sky in burnt orange. Adaeze sat beneath the old udala tree when she heard it. A song, not like any bird song. This one felt human. She looked up. There it was, a striking bird with feathers like silver and eyes that shimmered like deep water. It watched her, and then it spoke. "You hear me, don't you?" Adaeze froze. She should have run, but something about the bird felt familiar. "Who are you?" she whispered. The bird tilted its head. "I am a messenger, but not for everyone, only for those who can hear." From that day on, the bird returned every evening. Only Adaeze could see it. Only Adaeze could hear it. And slowly, she began to change. The bird told her things, small things at first. "Tomorrow, the river will rise. Tell your mother not to cook the yams left in the basket. Tell the old man not to walk alone tonight." Each time, Adaeze obeyed. Each time, the warnings came true. At first, the villagers called it coincidence. Then they called it luck. But soon, they began to call it something else. Whispers grew. How does the child know these things? Who speaks to her? What follows her? Mama Kamsi became afraid. One night, she confronted Adaeze. "Tell me the truth. Who have you been speaking to?" Adaeze hesitated. Then she said it. "A bird, Mama." Silence. The kind of silence that makes your skin tighten. Mama Kamsi's voice trembled. What kind of bird speaks like a human? Adaeze didn't answer, because deep down, she no longer knew. The matter was taken to the village elder, Papa Nana. He was old, older than memory. When he heard the story, his face darkened. "A bird that speaks," he muttered. "A child that hears. This is not a blessing." The villagers leaned closer. Papa Nana's voice dropped. "Long ago, there was a spirit. It came as a bird. It gave knowledge but took something in return." A chill swept through the gathering. "What does it take?" someone asked. Papa Nana looked at Adaeze. "The soul, slowly, gently, until the child is no longer herself." After that day, Adaeze was forbidden from seeing the bird. But the bird still came. It called her, Adaeze, every night, softer, closer, until one night she answered. She followed the voice into the forest. The deeper she went, the quieter the world became. Then she saw it, the bird, but it was no longer small. It stood taller, its wings stretched wide, its eyes no longer gentle. "You came," it said. Adaeze's voice trembled. "What are you?" The bird smiled. "I am what you have always listened to." And then it spread its wings. That night, Adaeze did not come home. The villagers searched. They called her name, but only silence answered. Days passed, then weeks, and then, one evening, a bird was seen again, perched on the udala tree, silver feathers, watching, but this time its eyes were not deep water. They were human and filled with something unspoken. Mama Kamsi fell to her knees because she knew the bird had returned, but Adaeze never did. And in Akwa, when a child begins to listen too closely to the wind, they are warned. Not every voice that calls you wants you to come back. If you enjoyed this story, come back every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for more stories.